Rarely do I pack a Petrobond casting mold without saying or thinking, I can fix that, or I can grind that out afterward. What if you could cast aluminum with near perfect dimensional replication and excellent retention of surface features without specialized equipment? I'm going to demonstrate why I use resin-bonded sand for almost every aluminum casting. Here's an example of the level of detail you can get with resin-bonded sand. With resin sand and the right pattern material, undercuts are possible. Sub-millimeter text and engraved features are possible. The surface finish with resin sand is generally superior. Resin sand is self-supporting and doesn't always need a flask. Here you can see aluminum being poured into a completely unsupported resin sand mold. Because of its stability, you can use multi-level mold formats incorporating sprues and runners within the mold and gates under the mold cavity where they work the best. You can see this mold has several features that wouldn't be possible with Petrobond sand. It has a sprue that runs through both halves, and it has runners and gates underneath the mold cavity. It also has one feature that you'll never see with Petrobond, and that's a removable panel that allows me to verify the alignment of the mold. As you can see, counting the pour basin and risers at the top, this mold has 4 levels. You'll never see more than 2 with Petrobond sand. Here's a small mold with a sprue within a resin sand core. This will deliver liquid metal straight to the bottom of the mold cavity. With Petrobond, preheating the mold degrades the oil binder and increases gas defects. Resin-bonded sand, by contrast, can be safely pre-warmed up to 250 degrees Fahrenheit to stabilize the pour, reduce thermal shock, and dramatically improve surface quality, especially on thin sections. Resin sand costs about 50 cents a pound, whereas Petrobond costs about $2.50 a pound if you buy it in bulk. Of course, the cost over time is affected by reusability. Here's a mold I use for a massive casting, but it only has 2 7mm gates. Petrobond sand would erode and cause sand inclusions in the casting. Here's a photo of a casting done with Petrobond. See the bulging at the sides? Here's a part that shows slight mold misalignment. 1 to 2 millimeter misalignment is common with Petrobond molds. Resin sand molds can be made with precise dowel pin registration formed within the mold. After the pour, resin sand is easily broken away but is not reusable. Epoxy resin sand will lightly adhere to flat PLL 3D print surfaces, but becomes more and more aggressive depending on the complexity of shape. I use silicone facing for most parts with complex shapes, which has the added advantage of tolerating undercuts. Resin sand requires lots of customized molds and patterns. Here are the 3D prints used for one project. Petrobond molds can be used immediately, while epoxy resin generally requires at least 24 hours to cure. So resin sand molds do have some drawbacks, but the positives far outweigh the negatives, and many of my castings would not be possible with Petrobond sand. Petrobond taught me how to cast, but resin-bonded sand changed what I thought was possible. When you can pre-warm a mold, hold alignment within a millimeter, capture complex geometry without erosion or collapse. Resin sand isn't faster, cheaper in time, or easier, but it's more capable. And for many of the castings I make today, Petrobond simply wouldn't get me there. If you've looked at a casting and thought, I'll grind that out, resin bonded sand might be worth a closer look.